All right, folks, welcome to the third in our installment of kind of some core apps that we think are great for distance learning. We've already taken a look at Edpuzzle and Padlet, so go ahead and take a look at those on the website as well. Today we're looking at FlipGrid. What is FlipGrid? FlipGrid is a free tool for educators that allows you to post discussion questions for your students. These videos are then posted to a response board where you and other students in the class can respond either through another video, text, even emojis. In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up and create a grid and then share it with your students. So that's it. We're going to go ahead and get started. So this is the website right here that you can see, and it's really easy. They got some great resources right now for distance learning, which we're also going to share on down on the website. So you can just look at a link below. So I'm going to go into my dashboard right here, and this is it. So this is just a couple ones that I've created a couple years ago. Even it's been around for a little bit. So right here are what they call my grids, okay? And just to give you a sense of what a grid is, here's one that I did for Intro to History. If I click on that, it'll take me to the Intro to History. Think of this as like kind of like a folder that has all the grids that I've created within it. I can add, I guess these are topics within the grid that I've created. And so I usually use this in the beginning of the year just to kind of set up class introductions, and so sometimes, besides asking questions, just to get to know students a little bit better. And so if I click on that, it'll actually show you the prompt that I gave, and so this is it. Everything here is customizable in terms of pictures, directions, all sorts of stuff. So here's the questions that I asked, and then if I go down below here, you'll actually see the student responses that actually came out of it. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. So if I want to, I can view that as a student too, which is a nice feature for teachers. And then I can click on the responses as well and just kind of get a sense. And so here's what a student response looks like. And this is the board right here.
My name is William May.
There you go.
For this summer, I went fishing.
And that's just one example of how you can use a flip grid, a grid and a topic, just to kind of get an activity going. And so that was one that I do typically every year, again, just to get to know the students. But I know a lot of language teachers are using it to have conversations in class from the teacher's perspective, from the student's perspective. So it's a great way to engage your students. If you're looking for a different way to maybe even assess or to even just provide feedback to students, this is an engaging way to get them involved. Since we're distance learning, it's another avenue which they can even have a sense of, maybe not the pressure of being right in class in the Zoom call. This can be a way in which they actually, engage a different level. Oftentimes in class, we don't hear from everybody as well. So this is another way to get full participation in the activities that you're providing. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to actually create your own grid. So I'm going back to my grids, and now I'm going to add a grid. Okay, really simple. I hit the add a grid button, and then you'll see I'm just going to name my grid. We'll do engineering, which is what I'm teaching right now. And then it says select a grid type. And this I'd recommend doing a school email that's going to keep it within the Westminster accounts, and it's just a better way to go. Down here you see that when I do this, it's going to create my FlipGrid code for that particular grid for the students. So let's hit next. I'll add a school email. I already have my Westminster account in there, and then I can hit next, and it should be fine. There we go. Great. My grid is ready. All right, let's start the discussion. So here's what I would do is the easiest way I think to get this grid going for students is to copy this code, right? And then you just post that link in Schoology. So in the beginning of my year, typically I've already have my grid set up. I might do this as an opening activity. Be like, all right, guys, your homework today is to kind of just, get on the FlipGrid, introduce yourself, and that way they know where the FlipGrid link is, and it's really easy. If you want to get really fancy, again, you can copy the embed code, and then there's a way in Schoology that you can actually embed FlipGrid inside of an assignment. So it'd be like an assignment, they'd open it up and they'd only be in Schoology, but still seeing the same grid that you have on their regular site. That's kind of advanced, but definitely doable, and just ask myself, Stephen, or Mitchell for help if you need to. All right, let's go to the grid. It's going to load that up. And then you'll see here, engineering, I can add a picture. All of this is heavily customizable. There's the share button too, again, that I can send the code out, even has a QR code. So that's, again, the same exact information that it was before. Actions you can add. There's so many different things you can do. We're not going to get into that for this session. This is more of a high-level view of how to create a grid. If you want to edit your grid, again, that's with pictures and things like that. This is worth going into when you get a chance, again, because you can kind of set privacy settings and things like that on here as well, change your pictures, do all sorts of things. So again, just one way to think about it. So if I go back to my engineering grid, they automatically generate this say hello on FlipGrid one. You can use that. You don't have to use it. But again, this is just a way to do it, and then or just a way to get the students involved. You can add a new topic, and then here's where we put our topic title, right? So this could just be our test one, any kind of prompt. This is where I would add the questions, and then you have variable recording times, and you can see it's all the way up to 10 minutes, which is pretty lengthy, honestly. That'd be a pretty major thing if you were to do that. The one that's default is that 90 seconds. So you can add all sorts of text and features in there, and then it's got a whole host of things that you can add, and it's really you can embed it in again in Adobe Spark that I know a lot of people use, Kahoots that people use. It's a very flexible tool. So again, I think what I'd be really excited to see is how people are using it out there. And we actually recently, I just recorded with 3 of our teachers on campus and to see how they were using it. And so there's another video if you want to check that out as well to get some perspectives from teachers who are actually using it in the classroom. It's a great way to get their perspective. So I'm going to leave it there for now because I don't want to go too long. Again, just to get setting up, getting started. I think FlipGrid is another one of those core apps I think through distance learning is something that we can really embrace. The students get engaged with it, and I just love to see what you guys are up to with it. If you need any help, again, please contact myself, Mitchell, or Steven, and we're happy to help you. Anyway, good luck with FlipGrid, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.